And good morning. Sipping some coffee here on a Sunday morning, November 2nd, 2025, with my good friend, the former Spartan lineman, double nickel number 55, Kerry Keyton.
Yes, sir.
And we have a lot to unpack, whatever the term you want to use, of what happened in college football, in particular, our two schools, Michigan State in the afternoon 3:30 kick up there in Minneapolis, and Michigan, a very average Michigan team. I'll say that right up front. 7 o'clock kick they had with Purdue, managed to win. But let's start with the controversial game without question. Michigan State's lost their sixth in a row to Minnesota in overtime. But a game that I will go on record as saying Michigan State deserved the win, should have won. They got screwed by those two calls, in my opinion. One, they were both in overtime, I'm thinking. And I was, what did they get? Carry your team got what, 240 more total yards in the second half than Minnesota had. But it's like, I couldn't believe it. And officiating to me has become a glaring issue throughout college football, and it's actually in college basketball. I just have a feeling in college basketball, I'm bracing myself for the same bullshit because I saw it's been eroding away, in my opinion. But let's get your thoughts, Kerry Keyton, on Michigan State's hard fought, 23-20 overtime loss to PJ Fleck's Minnesota Gophers. I thought they played a lot better, and I think you found yourself a more consistent quarterback.
Yeah, I cannot disagree with you there at all. Unfortunately, yeah, those calls definitely were, game changers. Um, I'm definitely happy with the quarterback play. I think the biggest thing with him was uh, accuracy and getting the balls to the people that were open.
Mm-hmm.
However, despite the 85-yard run, um, our offensive line just still is just not good at all. And the
Yeah.
kid took a beating in the first half. Um, but I mean, overall, I mean, yeah, I mean, we moved the ball, we played defense, we did everything. But again, we talk about this since the beginning of the year, and once again, how hard it is to win a football game
Mm.
just in general. And then when your margins are so small,
Yeah.
you cannot afford to make the mistakes that other teams that have more explosives and that type of stuff. You
Right.
can afford to make those mistakes. I thought the one of the biggest things that may have ended up costing us the game, kind of thing, whatever. I mean, there was lots of those, but we had when he had Marsh wide open and he
Mm-hmm.
underthrew him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he couldn't score, so we got the ball 1st and 5. And my daughter was sitting there, and she was like, "I'm like, yeah, it's great, but now we got 5 yards to go, and we can't run the damn ball." So, here we are. And on the second down, he rolled out. He had number 4 wide open in the flat, throwing the ball. I mean, yes, he could have dropped it, but he catches the ball, he scores. We go up 7, and now we got a whole different ball game. But he
Yeah.
decided to try to run, in my opinion, to be the hero and got smoked. And then we tried to
Yeah. I remember
damn
the play.
quarterback sweep on 3rd down, which was bad. And then
Mm-hmm.
we missed the field goal.
And then missed the field goal. See, I got up to the box. They're doing a lot of tailgate 3 hours. We got to the box, press box. Got my food and watched this game. And from the part that I saw up there, Michigan State was in total command. And I'm looking
Total
at,
control.
I'm not broadcast. I'm looking at your ongoing stats in this game. I kind of do. I'm a stat guy.
Sure.
Michigan State, they got 311 through the air, and they got what, a $156 on the ground. So Holy moly. That's a lot of yards. I mean, that's
But
almost
if you
500
look at it
total
though,
yards.
over half of those passing yards were on 2 plays.
Well, I understand all that.
And half of the running yards were on 1 play.
Elijah Tolliver had the 85-yarder.
Right. So they could be. It's misleading.
Yeah.
It's misleading, but yet we dominated that game, and we dominated those people on defense too. We stopped them when we needed to stop them. We got off the field when we needed to get off the field. Quite honestly, Minnesota's not a very good football team.
No, and I understand what you're talking about. And we all say this. Oh, but yeah, you take away those plays. That's still part of the game, right?
No question. No question. No question.
Still part of the game. So you didn't have a 12-play, 10-minute drive like Purdue had against Michigan, which was nauseating, which turns clock, which keeps the opposition offense off the field. I get all that, but man, it's still yards garnered, and they had enough yards to win this game.
But if you don't put the ball across the line to touchdown, it don't matter. And the kid missed 2 field. Relying on kicking field goals, you ain't winning no football games. Mm-hmm. You got to put the ball in the end zone.
Right.
And that was our problem.
Yeah. So where are you at right now? The bye week's coming up, so everybody thought, well, if Michigan State does not beat Minnesota, that's when you say goodbye to Jonathan Smith, and you have Joe Rossi take over or Courtney Hawkins do the interim, which I really don't see the point with 3 games to go. I mean, why? And quite frankly, I saw, from my perspective, I saw enough improvement from last week to this week that Michigan State should just ride the rapids, if you will,
the
rest of the way. What are your thoughts as a former player?
My exact feelings right now is the fact that this is what I think. Well, there's no point in firing him now. It doesn't make any sense, especially with people getting dropped. Dabo Swing. There's people going to keep on getting fired, and they're going to, whatever. It is what it is. Right. I thought it was marked improvement. I like the play from the quarter. He just has to just do your job just enough. But I like the fact that he's the people who are open. We were able to put the ball on them, and they caught it instead of wide open guys that we missed. I think one of the other biggest things. I mean, and my thing is this: I truly believe, in the end of the day, if we do end up letting Coach Smith go, I believe that the athletic director has already, and it helped us. It helped our cause yesterday because they lost. I think there's a backdoor meetings already been set up to bring Georgia Tech coach in.
You think?
That's what I believe. In my opinion, I think it might have already been.
Okay, in your opinion, would that be a good hire?
I mean,
schematically, what do you know about? Was that a good one? They lost yesterday, mind you.
They did. They did score 38.
North Carolina State's not very good, and they give up 48 points.
North Carolina State good for one of those a year.
You're right.
They good for one of those.
They are.
They reach up and grab somebody every year down there. The Wolf Den. But they lost, but they still scored 38 points. And so it's like, I mean, they lost, but they still putting up, 5 touchdowns. We scratch 5 touchdowns in hell, But that's my feeling, because at this point, like you said, there's no reason. Fire him for what? We're not going to gain anything. Now, I think that definitely has changed, the sideline demeanor with the DC being down, Rossi being down on the sideline has, and it's funny. My daughter's like, they show him more than they show the coach. I said, yeah, because he shows emotion.
He's the face right now of the program. And I don't know what Joe Rossi's future holds with Michigan State or anywhere else. But right now, He's the face of the program for the
Cannot,
remainder of this
you can't argue that.
year. Mm-mm.
You
Mm-mm.
can't.
And there's nothing
And
wrong with that.
it was funny. It's like, well, how did that game change? Because PJ Fleck started acting like a complete idiot and got everybody riled up, and they changed the call. Well, and actually saw Coach Smith get a little demonstrative, but
That's
my
the
friend
first
said,
time I saw him show a pulse, Kerry Keyton.
I have to agree. And my
Ever.
friends texted me like, they're like, Jelly, you'd have got kicked out of that game. Yeah, probably would have, because I'd have been going hog nut wild over there on that side.
Taking you out in the paddy wagon, man.
Oh, they would have had to carry me out, because that was, the somebody I had posted like, you take your apology and shove it up your butt for those calls, because somebody said it wasn't a pass interference. I'm like, well, I wasn't, when I watched the game, I didn't call it a pass interference. I mean, because the pass interference is, it's so
subjective.
But it was holding. If nothing else, it was holding, because he pulled his jersey.
So give me 10.
Give me 10 yards.
You're impeding that.
You impeded his And if you watched where the ball ended up and where his hands ended up, that's the difference between. Now, does he catch the ball with it? We don't know that, but we didn't get the opportunity. He was impeded in catching and running his route, and it should have been at least 10 yards, first down. We go and keep playing the game.
Yeah. So, and you don't know how that plays out, but when you're not playing the ball, you're the defender, the corner, the cover guy. You're playing the man and his clothing. That's interference.
Absolutely.
You're getting the opportunity for the receiver, because you are not all concerned about picking the ball off. You're not consumed with that. If you're going for the ball, then there's no call. I get that, because you both have the right to get the ball, whether
Absolutely.
you're the receiver or the defender.
Sure.
Even Steven on that. But
that
was bad. That was bad. And you pick
it
up.
Took forever.
You rag it and you pick it up.
Yeah, then you took forever. And then all of a sudden you wipe like, whoa, wait a minute. That's not even like a review, but no, we talked about what?
Talk about it.
Like, yeah, that was all bad. And then the call it
change the mind of the other guy. Is what that means.
Yeah, that was nothing. And then the other one against us, the guy standing there didn't throw anything. The back judge from way over there throws it, and the guy's looking at the ball, but it's all judgmental. So why didn't you get together and take that one back? But at the end of the day, after we scored that touchdown, though, we didn't do ourselves any favors. We kicked the darn ball out of bounds. That gave them an extra 10 yards. Then we had a 15-yard face mask penalty, gave them another 15. So, those are the things that happen to not so good football teams. The bad things always seem to find you, and you don't get the calls because, for whatever reason.
Kerry, double-digit penalties back-to-back weeks. Okay? Undisciplined football team. There needs to be a change. That's obvious, but don't make that change. Don't give me this bullshit. Oh, Michigan State better fire their guy, get in line. Let everybody know nothing's going to be decided. It's not like you're going to the Secretary of State's office and you draw a number. Hey, we were the 11th, 13th team to fire a guy, so we get that pick. I mean, it doesn't work that way.
The coaches
all flushes up. And the NFL has a lot to do with that too. I mean, Wiley might, or Steve Sarkisian might leave Texas and go to the NFL.
Sure.
I mean, all this stuff has impact. There's no reason to just play it out. Try to make productivity. I think Michigan State could beat Penn State at home. I do after the bye week, because they showed they had some fire. And they're not going to beat Iowa on the road. I don't believe. Iowa's really good, but they have a chance of winning 2 more games. That does not make them bowl eligible, which is fine, because then you can get going on your coaching change anyway.
Sure.
You don't have to waddle around in that crap. So, yeah, that's where I think it's going to play out. I think this team ends up 5-7. I think they could win 2 more games. I think they could beat Penn State, and I think they could beat Maryland.
Yeah, they
So,
could definitely beat Maryland. Penn State scares because they just run the ball so well.
okay.
Obviously, the quarterback is
That's
not
a whole
whatever,
issue.
but
And also, it's about, to me, the Spartan fan base. This
showing
is,
up.
and you can relate to this. This is a game about the players. Nobody wants to win more than the players. The players
Sure,
put in the work. So
absolutely.
if you're a diehard Spartan fan, which I know a lot of them are, including you as a former player, show up
Show up.
from Saturday and support them, because you know it's going to get better next year because you're going to have a coaching change. So be enthusiastic and support the kids out there, because I thought from the part of the game that I saw in the box, I thought Michigan State played with a lot of effort. And
Absolutely. Oh no, they
if they had
played. They
funked
played hard.
in, if they
They
had
played
funked
hard.
in and gave up and played like they did against UCLA, that's a whole nother discussion
Sure.
about early dismissal. But they didn't. They played hard. So that's my
No,
point.
they play hard. They play hard, and it's as unfortunate as the another loss is. Nobody wants to friggin' lose because losing just
Right.
sucks. It takes the life right out of you. But
Yeah.
um, no, the effort was there. They were playing,
Yeah.
and they could be to be commended. Like no, they could lay down. They could already be plotting to
Yeah.
get into the portal and do all those
Portal, where am I
things.
going to go? All this shit. Yeah. Okay.
But
I want to
they're
segue
playing.
over to Ann Arbor. I had a great time yesterday. Personally, I saw so many of friends and fraternity brothers, and I want to say that was one of my favorite Michigan football games of all time. For the 3 hours before the game, I'm just saying that right now. It's great, and so I'm so thankful for those guys. But
You
the
didn't get
football
down
game,
there till 4 o'clock.
I got there. No, I was in the. We were tailgating from 3 o'clock until I went up to the press box at 6.
Why you wait till 3? Why you not down there like 10?
Because I'm 69 years old and I'm old and I get cold. But I was humming. It was great. So,
Awesome.
but my point is that was the highlight of the day, because the game was an absolute root canal. I mean, Purdue's not a very good football team. They got beat by Rutgers. Michigan linebacking room right now, the linebacker room right now is basically a triage unit.
It's a
They are
mass unit.
rolling like flies. Like flies.
Truly.
Jason Barham got hurt. I mean, he was number one, went into the locker room, as well as another number one, the receiver McCulley. You had Cole Sullivan was out of the game. Jimmy Roller, the hero in the Michigan State game, was out. I mean, on both sides of the ball, the injuries are starting to add up. Justice Haynes, your guy that you think. I mean, I'm telling you what, Jordan Marshall is a dude. I'm telling you what,
Oh,
he
he
is.
stepped up.
He
He
carried
stepped
this
up
game literally.
for sure. His
And
back is icing. He's icing his back as we speak.
yeah. Now, here's my point about Michigan. They're not a great football team, and I will go on record saying I will be shocked if they are a great football team by the end of this year. Right now, they're not even a good football team, because they're, besides the injuries, Kerry, the flaws on all offense, defense, special teams. Special teams. I mean, Frank Beamer would cringe. I mean, Mr. Special Teams at West Virginia.
Virginia Tech.
Terrible special teams. I mean, they're missing Jay Harbaugh. He was a good special teams coach.
Sure.
That is weak. Defense, a large part of it, the injuries. The offensive line is so inconsistent. Pass protection is abysmal. And Bryce Underwood, because of that, is not reacting well. And he's a freshman, and he's looking like a freshman. So they're average right now, but they could be good. They could be good by the time they get to the end of the year if they get guys back. But this
But
team
the schedule definitely helps.
well, I mean, they got to go Northwestern to Wrigley Field a week from Saturday, okay? Northwestern will, this, that's like playing Army or Navy. That DNA of that program is they will fight hard for 3.5 hours. come hell or high water. That's what that program is all about. And Michigan, they could lose that game, and they're not that good. They're not that good.
Yeah, that's the Randy Walker effect.
Whenever that started,
Still
after
hanging
Walker,
around Northwestern.
Randy Walker, I think it started with him.
Absolutely.
They just keep fight,
Yeah.
no matter what the score is. And so that it'll be interesting to see. Northwestern is going to USC at the Coliseum next Friday night. That will tell me a lot more about Northwestern in that game. But
Friday night, huh?
What's your takeaway on? Because I know you think in a clear head about all this stuff. What's your take on Michigan right now?
Well, like you said, I mean, I without 22, their 23 definitely showed up, like you said yesterday.
Yeah, I know you like 22 way better than 23. I think they're
but
pretty close.
he can't. They don't throw the ball well enough. And even when they does, because he's better than average accurate quarterback, they drop the ball too damn much.
Well, but that yesterday, the overthrows were blatant.
Oh, no question. Yeah. Now you got to factor in, late game. It was cold down there, and all that. Now he's a Michigan kid. We get all that, but when your offensive line, all you got to do is make that phone call to Aiden Childs and ask him, and Alessio. When that offensive line ain't blocking, and you take a couple of them hits, especially when it's cold.
Yeah.
Hey man, everything changes, and you trying to throw that ball on time and all. Hey, it gets different back there when you see those gold helmets coming at you, and they're not happy to have to try to chase you down.
I want to ask you this, because I'll go back to the Michigan State game when on that controversial fumble, you had a nickel blitz that hit Bryce, basically T-boned, right? Okay.
Sure.
If you look at that tape of that game, I mean, you talk about not even check down. He didn't even look over there.
No.
He didn't even look over. If he would have looked over there, he would saw, he would have either called timeout or checked out of that. But he didn't even look over hardly.
Because he's probably got half the field he's working with. And he's working on that left side, so we're not even worried about that side. So he's just locked in on what routes are on that left side, and that's how those things happen, because he's shrink the field for him to make his reads easier and quicker, get the ball out, and that's how that works.
Yeah, but he's
a freshman. He's 18 years old.
I know, and I'm still calling him amateur athletes. I don't care if he's 12 million. I mean,
he's learning on the fly.
Okay, he's not an amateur athlete, but he's 18 years old. I'll just go with he's 18 years old.
He's 18, learning on the fly.
And it's a hard game. And Purdue's like waving the towels they played hard.
Yeah.
The whole game. And
it's Michigan.
Said, you have to be ready in the Big Ten.
Yes.
All these teams are. Michigan State showed it a lot in that game. You
were Michigan. You are a year away from national champion. Every time you walk out on the field, somebody's coming for your head, because if they can knock you off.
Yep.
They elevate.
Yep. And then I'm going to make another statement. I want to get your reaction to it. I think Indiana is really, really good.
Indiana is a problem.
They are a complete football team. And, Ohio State, if you want to do some flaw checks, maybe their running game is not like last year's. But Indiana is incredible.
If things hold true, that is going to be the most expensive ticket in Big Ten championship history.
Can you imagine 40 minutes away, Indiana's first participation in the Big Ten championship? And they're there. Ohio State, let's be real. I know Michigan's beat them 4 times. We said this last year. There's no way. I mean, let's just say, unless things dramatically change in terms of the health and the efficiency of this Michigan football team, Ohio State will beat Michigan in Ann Arbor on November 29th. there. How's that for a profound statement? Unless something changes. But when that game on December 6th or whatever that day is, holy shit. Man, get the popcorn out, man. Sit back and chill.
Sit back and relax, because that's gonna be.
Have some leftover, turkey from a week before. I don't know, whatever you want to do, but
the whole stadium is gonna be red,
different shades of red,
just red, and then because I mean, like you said,
or whatever. Yeah.
Ohio State's only an hour away from Indianapolis, correct? Straight across?
No, it's
couple hours. Couple hours?
No more than a couple hours.
Yeah, boom. I mean, they're right.
Shit, the game could be at the moon, and no
question. They're gonna show up. Yeah, no, that's gonna be. You just go down there for the environment, because they got all that stuff that's going on around there. Across the street.
Go down there. You just go down there, and soak in the craziness.
Just hang out.
Yeah,
and then go to a beer parlor and watch it with whoever.
And that's a great town.
That's a
great sports town, Indianapolis,
for sure.
Yeah. So what happens the rest of the way for Michigan State? We'll close it out there, Kerry. What do you project happening?
Well, like I said, I think we'll struggle against Penn State just because they run the football and they still play great defense
and they still got great players.
They still got great players. I mean, they're number one, preseason for a reason. I mean, losing their quarterback, hurts them a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
Because the young freshman, he's not, whatever, but he can still hand the ball off, and they still play defense. So, but it's just a question. They got 2 weeks to heal up, Michigan State. Yeah. And, we, like you said, there was much improvement, and guys, got the ball. The offense is feeling much better about themselves today. Obviously, a win would have made it even that much better, but, it is what it is. And then who would play after Penn State?
Then you got Iowa on the road.
Oh, Iowa, yeah. So, that. Yeah.
Michigan State plays Iowa traditionally pretty tough.
Yeah, Iowa's rolling right now, though.
Yeah, they're rolling.
I mean, they're scoring 30 points a game.
One more takeaway on Michigan State. I think it was a plus that they got the hell out of Dodge and went to Minnesota, where it's us against everybody else. It's just your team. You're pulling in there in the buses, and it's just you, handful of parents as fans probably. And I think that set the tone for a good performance, as opposed to being a Spartan stadium where the Boo Birds are coming out and it just pisses you off.
Absolutely. Always like, even these last years, Eddie Lansing, it's always better going on the road than have to be at home and just be this constant BS going on. Just let's get on the bus and go, and then we could just be us and not be bothered with anybody. Just like you said, just circle the wagons, and and that's where they are right now. It's like, hey man, you walk into the Duffy. Whoever you see in there, hey, it's all we got.
That's you. Yep. That's your brother.
And so, do you got my back or don't you?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna go out here and fight. Man, we started one year 0-4-1, and we finished.
That was in '88.
And finished 6-4-1.
Yep.
And like, hey. Well, what you gonna do?
4-1, and then you went down in the Gator Bowl
and lit it up,
Georgia, and played well.
Had all kinds of NFL players on that Georgia team.
And Andre Rison caught that. I mean, you were in that. I mean, you were in that game right to the end.
For 257, I think. Him and Bobby McAllister.
Bobby McAllister was dynamite that game.
He was lighting it up. So it's just a question of, what do you, how bad do you want it? Yeah. You gonna say, I mean, you might as well play.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and that would tell you what kind of people we got. Because like I said, you got 2 weeks to get healed and come out and play, and you got Penn State to prove a point, and try to finish out your season as strong as you can.
Yeah. So
because right now you're making film. If you do plan on leaving,
yeah,
you better have some good film so you can try to go get it.
and you better have some good film for the next guy who comes in and pulls out the projector and sees, oh, who do I got here?
Exactly.
Who
Because
wants
they
to keep playing?
they could tell you right now, hey, you can stay here and you can go
Or
to
else
school,
they
but
need
you're
to
not on
move
the
on.
team anymore.
Don't let the door hit the guy in the ass, all
Right.
that.
Or they say you might find you a new spot right now.
Yeah.
So hey, it's up to you how you want to handle it, son.
I agree. All right. Good job, Kerry Keyton, as always. And I know we got the bye week, but we'll still have a lot more on pile. News packs come out. Our passion for college football. We'll talk about the other games, including Oregon's visiting Iowa, I think, next week, if I'm not mistaken. That will be an interesting game. Great job again. And so, as Kerry Keyton always,
But I gotta get this in.
Yeah, get it in.
You talk about circling the wagons.
Uh-huh.
Our young man out of East Lansing
Yes.
started out at 1-5.
Yes.
And a lot of those East Lansing folks are, there's a very close simulation between East Lansing High School, Michigan State. They be quick to jump off the wagon and throw you under the bus so quick, not showing up, not supporting the kids. Or they ran off what they did. And Friday night they went down and roughed up the Lakeland Eagles. Nice facility down there, by the way, but they got to upgrade some stuff. They had to walk a mile, almost a quarter mile back to the locker room in the school at halftime before. Yeah, that's crazy. You got to build a blockhouse out there somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, no students down there for East Lansing. That's sad. No administrators down there for East Lansing. That's sad.
There was four students. Well, besides my daughter, there was 4 young men that showed up. They were doing the best they could to do some cheering. And guess what? They had the last laugh because
they did.
The Trojans got the W, and Coach Farrago got it done.
4 students out of 1,100 in that building on Bergstrom Drive. I commend those 4 of you.
They did. They showed up, and they was giving them kids from White Lake the business across the track. It was hilarious. So good for them.
Yep. Well, they got big challenge ahead, but I'm sure they'll give it all they got against Minny and Michigan. So go EL and go Kerry, and it's Kerry always ends it.
Go green.
Go blue.